Welcome back to the Johnson Wealth Advisors podcast. We're going to update the market here for 2026. I'm your host, Elvis Johnson, and I'm here to bring you a clear, data-driven breakdown of what happened with the markets during November 2025, along with the latest Federal Reserve outlook and what investors should expect as we head into December and a little bit into 26. So let's start with this past month's performance. Well, what the markets do in November, it was a steady but mixed month for U.S. equities, with performance varying widely across sectors and style segments. Sector-wise, value-oriented areas led the way. While growth sectors faced headwinds, bond yields softened slightly, and volatility remained lower as investors positioned themselves ahead of some key December economic trends. What you'll see here on the screen is the U.S. markets went up slightly, 0.2%. Of course, this is the key thing with diversity. We got to make sure that we have a little bit of everything in there. We also see that while month to date, information technology may have been negative in industrials, year to date, they're very positive, and we actually don't see any negative sector returns at all. So the whole market is doing very well, and we have to make sure that we remain diversified. I know you heard that from me a lot, but it's very important. Well, what does that mean? It means do not be all in one single stock or in one single sector. Winning today does not mean winning tomorrow. Let's go look at the Fed. Well, the Fed Reserve's benchmark for their Fed funds rate remains in the 3.75 to 4.0 range, following some earlier cuts this year. Inflation continues trending downward, but unevenly, especially in services, wage growth, and shelter costs. Updated research from some research partners suggests the Fed is likely to cut rates again in December, and the expectations are for another quarter point reduction. But the market is looking forward to 2026. So what are we going to expect from the Fed in 26? Well, many research partners have updated their guidance, and of course that's constantly updating. And what we're looking for is cuts in March and June. Some are projecting a slower cadence if labor market data continues to weaken. Our fixed income strategy partners are emphasizing opportunities to lock in high quality yields before further cuts push income levels down. The theme for the year is controlled, data-dependent easing. Most forecasts now point towards a steady easing cycle, not a sharp pivot. This supports a soft landing narrative, slower inflation, slower growth, and supportive monetary policy. So what does all this mean for investors? Well, for equity investors, lower rates typically support higher valuations, helping sectors like tech and real estate and consumer discretionary. For fixed income investors, the current yield environment remains attractive before anticipated cuts in 2026. For those nearing retirement and needing income planning, dividend equities and high-quality corporate bonds become even more valuable as yields eventually will drift lower. For your liquidity needs, maintain proper cash reserves. Ensure that the ability to rebalance or even take advantage of market opportunities is there for you. You got to have portfolio discipline. That remains an anchor, especially during periods of shifting monetary policy. My investment strategy, for those who have not heard me say it before, is asset allocation first. Tactical adjustments when and where necessary, separate. Well, what are we going to watch for in December? There's several key indicators that will shape both market behavior and Fed Reserve decisions. The Federal Reserve is meeting on December 9th and 10th. We also can look at labor markets, hiring, wage growth, and unemployment reports. Inflation data is critical for determining the Fed's path in 2026. Also, holiday spending. Retail strength will influence Q1 26 numbers, growth expectations. Treasury yields and credit markets. Those market expectations often shift faster than the Fed itself. So the market will also be watching for something called Santa Claus rally, if you've never heard of that before. The Santa Claus rally is a historical a tendency for stocks to rise in the final few days of trading in the first couple of days in January. While not guaranteed, it's just a well-known seasonal trend. December is a powerful time for proactive financial decision making. Some key themes to consider are tax loss harvesting, charitable contributions, getting those completed, making sure that you are maxing out your 401k, IRAs, and HSAs if you're able to do so, reviewing required minimum distributions, make sure that those get taken care of, update your estate plan as necessary, and make sure your beneficiaries are accurate, rebalance those portfolios before year end, review your insurances, and manage your risks. See, risk management is not about avoiding risk, it's about managing it. We can't all avoid it. We also have to make sure that we have proper cash allocations in our portfolios as we head into 2026. And for those watching who are clients, Johnson Wealth Advisors, we've been doing this proactively throughout the year with many of those items, but it's still a great time to just review those. Again, give me a call. We'll make sure that it's right for you. Things may have changed. I know we don't want to talk about saving strategies and investment strategies with our money when we're out there trying to spend it, either on ourselves or those we love, but it's very important, and it's too important not to think about, and better yet, not to do. Well, now that December's here and my turducken is gone, I'm thinking about how big I want this Christmas brisket to be. Just want to give you guys a little life update. One more child is now off to college. We got now 3 under 18. The oldest of those is 15 years old, done with volleyball. The 11-year-old is also done with volleyball, following in her big sister's footsteps, and she's looking forward to basketball season right now. And the 2-year-old is starting to speak in full sentences. So it's amazing how the smart speakers in the house will pick up her gibberish. She'll say something like, and the smart speaker will say, okay, playing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And I'm just amazed at how that works, how that picks it up. So I'll be taking a little vacation on the 30th, heading out. Be back on the 3rd, ready to rock and roll for January. My wife and I are always grateful, and of course, Angie and I are grateful to all of you who have put your trust with your finances in us. And I hope that you already know that we don't take that lightly. Congratulations to some clients that have hit some milestones, those that have got married this year, those that have retired this year. As a matter of fact, I'll be going to a retirement party on Friday. You guys know we talk about more than just money. We talk about life, and I love hearing the updates, things going on with the families, with the kids, with the businesses, so keep those things coming. And as an annual tradition, since we've started Johnson Wealth Advisors in March of 2023, we're going to continue this. We've sponsored a family or two for Christmas, just trying to make someone's Christmas a little brighter. This year's no different. So if you would like to be a part of that and sponsoring that family, please reach out to us, either email or call Angie or I. And I want to make sure that I have to reiterate, this is in no way required. This is not affiliated with Kestra, our broker-dealer. Again, it's not a piece of anything to do with your investments. It's just your voluntary want to help. So thank you for those who have helped in the past and those who want to help a little bit in the future. Again, reach out to Angie or I, email or phone, and we'll communicate with you separately on the family or families that we're going to sponsor, depending on the response that we get from this. And we'll communicate with you separately on that. So thank you again for those that have helped out with that in the past couple of years. Thanks for tuning in to the November 2025 update. I'm Elvis Johnson, Johnson Wealth Advisors, helping you stay informed, confident, and prepared. Wishing you a strong and loving holiday season. Merry Christmas, everybody.